What set you from? What you bang, homie? Oh, ICSP family. Now, these are questions that these powers that be, they love when you ask that. They love when you throw up your fingers when you banging on your ops. So, this is really a plan to keep our men in jail and to keep us in the system so that they're constantly profiting off us. They just see you as a dollar sign when you're throwing up your set. So before we get started, ICSP family, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and share this message to the men. So the title of this video is, they want to keep us in jail, man. And that's the reality of the situation. When you guys are out here really gangbanging and you're right on your ops, it's all a path that leads you back to them and the system that they designed for us. They really created this whole evil structure that we think we really did, but it was really the powers that be that set this in place. Because think about it. When we look at some of the original gangs that started, they basically started to have protection for one another. They were seeing, maybe it was a black community that was constantly being destroyed by the racist, supremacist white men, and so that they formed something. Or, you can see that there's Mexican gangs that were started to protect from, maybe blacks and whites and things of that nature. So the foundation of a gang in terms of that aspect is, something that as a man you can respect because they're providing brotherhood. But at the same time, when we start to explore gangs and just men in general, it really starts as the teenager growing up, the children. And a lot of these gang members know that. That's why they target the youth. You're getting some of these gang members now. You have people that are repping a set that are 12, 13 years old. And, a lot of times they lack fatherhood, and they're really lacking any type of male positive role models. And the gang leaders, they know that, and that's why they're taking these young men under their wing. So since these gang members are getting the youth at an early age, it's really changing the course of men in general. And this is a huge, huge, big problem that we have in society. Because the reality is, when we're out here gang banging and you're out here really destroying your brother and your sister, a lot of times it leads to two paths. And a lot of people know this. If you maintain this long term, it's either going to end up, you're going to be dead or you're going to be in jail. And that's the main topic here. For a lot of people, they do end up in jail. And see, it's a wicked plan because 9 times out of 10, when you're going to jail, you're having to fight the system. So, you're paying all these legal fees. And if you're not, you're still looked at as a dollar sign because at the end of the day, when you're in jail, it's really about the money. This is a $1 million industry. There's so much money that's being made off. They're getting so much free labor from you men in jail. All the while, for a lot of men, when they get to jail, they're seeing so much wickedness. They're seeing so much evilness is really turning them out, and they're seeing pure demons in there. You know what I'm saying? So it's really creating an evil plan that, at the end of the day, most men, they're really not really aware that when they're out here fighting their brother and sister, they're destroying their own color, their own race, all the while the powers that be and these elitists is really designing more and more of a system that's providing more classism. So I think when we take a look at our young men and even our older generations, a lot of them that are at the top tier, these gang members, they're really warriors. At the end of the day, that's what they are. They're warriors. They have that fight within them. The government and the system knows that, which is why they would rather us divide and conquer us. So basically what we have here is a lot of these men that are out here gangbanging, if they knew that they could channel their power in a different direction and target who really is at the top, oh boy, it would change the whole course of everything, which is why they want to have us divided within, each other in our races. So I think that as men in general, we have to be wary of the conscious decisions that we're making, and we really have to do better as a society. I don't think that men should, first of all, have no father in their family, and there's a lot of reasons for that. But if we're lacking the father that's in the family, and he ends up deciding to join a gang, and now he's out here putting himself into a position to where he's possibly going to go to jail, and he had a family at the same time because he had no father, so he wants to create a family. Now it's just a constant repetitive cycle, and the cycle will never get broken. You know, there's so many generational curses that stem for many, many years, but we have to be aware enough as a family. ICSP family, we really need to do better and really be wary of the system that's put in place and have our eyes open and try to take our young brothers in a positive direction. You know, I know as a society we can do better. And the reality is there's a lot of men that I know want to do better. They just don't know how. They don't know where to start because they're already in this lifestyle. But I do think it starts with the knowledge and really trying to take our young brothers and these youth under our wing and give them something so that we can actually provide some type of positive role model in their communities. Give them something positive so that they don't just see, you know, drugs and gangs and just demons out here. You know what I mean? So I think as a society and as men, we have to really start to do this right now. Now, I know I'm just one man speaking on my heart, and at the end of the day, the reality might be that gang banging might not ever stop because there's so much love in it. But I think that if one person hears this message and one person decides to make the change and really be that man or woman to really step up and try to provide some type of positive change within the community, that's breaking generational curses right now. You might stop that young brother or that young sister that wants to go out there and do something bad and, you know, really put the man into position to now where he's going to jail and he's being part of the system that's being put in place because he doesn't even know that he's in a system that's designed and targeted for him. It only takes one man to change the course of a whole family dynamic. So ICSP family, let's try to do better and let's try to wake our young brothers up so they're not going into the system. Peace, love, and light.